morning, I'm Simon from Platinum Nissan in Trowbridge. You join me on this wonderful sunny day with the video to give you the launch preview of the new 2016 edition of the Nissan Leaf. Now, of course, electric vehicles may not be first and foremost in your mind in terms of your next car. We'd like to take the opportunity over the next couple of minutes or so just to show you some of the benefits and features of this car, just to see if potentially this actually could be your next new car. Now, before we get going, I sort of know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking to yourself, electric car? No, not for me. What we're going to try and do is cover over some of the common questions and concerns that we hear in the showroom, just to obviously give you a bit of a platform that hopefully you might be sat at home watching this thinking, oh, actually I can relate to that, I do see where you're going with that, and just to see if we can build a bit of interest from there. So the first things first is electric vehicles. I don't think that's going to fit in terms of the journeys and distances that I do. Now, the thing with the new 2016 Nissan Leaf is if you go for the version that has the 30 kilowatt battery, which is the amendment for the update, then the maximum possible range that you can get from the car is anything up to 155 miles. And the statistics that we get from Nissan show that Leaf drivers on the whole, 98% of them travel less than 100 miles a day. So if your commute is within that range, then again, this certainly should be something that you should be considering. So your journeys to and from work, or indeed your commute, is less than 100 miles a day. Great, that is fantastic news. So it does mean you're on the page for this possible car. So you're probably thinking, so how does it work? How do I charge it? Well, again, really simple. On the ignition key, there is 3 remote control buttons. Press the bottom button, and this flap then pops open. By lifting it up, you have these 2 charging points here. Now, the one on the right-hand side, you flip open. Car, of course, comes as standard with the necessary lead to allow you to plug the car into a wall socket. Now, by doing that, the maximum charging time is anything up to 15 hours. So that's very much a case of by doing it that way, you've got home from your day at work, you plug the vehicle in, do your evening meal, whatever you get up to in the evenings, go to bed, and in the morning you come to the car and it's on 100% charge for you to do your next day's commute. Alternatively, if you have off-street parking, and then of course using a government grant system that's available, you can actually get a dedicated home charging unit installed, which doesn't actually require any plugs in your house, wired directly into your fuse box, and again that can get full charge into the Leaf, depending on what specification you go for, from anything from 5 to 8 hours as well. Now, of course, if you are indeed out and about, then you do have this port on the left-hand side, and what this one actually does for you is the rapid charging system. Now, again, over 95% of motorway service stations have these installed now, and it is just as simple as arriving at the actual charging point, plugging the car in, and this rapid charger will get you from 0% charge to 80% in just 30 minutes. So by the time you've parked up, gone inside, grabbed yourself some refreshments and come back to the car, you're going to be pretty much ready to carry on. Again, one of the other questions that we sometimes hear again is practicality. Well, again, as you can see, you have the 2 doors at the front, and included in the price with Nissan, you do get 2 doors in the rear as well. So it is indeed a full 5-door family hatchback, 5 seats in the vehicle, with a boot space of anything up to 370 litres, again, with the seats in the up position. Now, of course, with the boot space, because there is no fuel tank in the car, the boot floor can be much deeper, which we will show you in just a moment. So therefore, it actually gives you more space in the vehicle than you may think. Also, while we're here at the side of the car, probably thinking to yourself, where's the batteries? Are they in the front? Are they in the back? Not at all. They're actually underneath the floor. They're actually within this section here to here. And the idea by keeping the batteries as low down as possible is that does actually help the handling characteristics of Leaf as well. Now, when we get to the interior of the car, you may be thinking this is where the house of cards comes tumbling down. You're probably thinking to yourself, okay, well, the car is fantastically cheap to run, so therefore am I going to then be skimping on the actual equipment levels? And I can assure you there's none of that at all. If we're looking at the 30 kilowatt version, which gives you the improved range of up to 155 miles, that's available in 2 trim levels. You have the Ascenta, or indeed this particular version, which is the Tecna, which is of course top of the range. Now, with the Ascenta model, as standard, you're going to have 16-inch alloy wheels, keyless entry, and also keyless start as well with Nissan's intelligent key system. Touchscreen satellite navigation, Bluetooth, digital radio, which is also another addition for the 2016 model range. You also have the electrically adjustable door mirrors that fold in. We also have electrically adjustable windows front and back, trip computer, cruise control, speed limiter, and also digital climate control that you can indeed control from your smartphone as well. Now you join us on board the Nissan Leaf, and as you can hear, it's exceptionally quiet. I'm not going to do all this whispering, so don't worry. But in all seriousness, this is where the Leaf absolutely plays its trump card and knocks every other competitor into a hat. Here we are driving an electric vehicle doing 45 miles an hour on a nice quiet B road, and all you can hear, tiny bit of tyre noise, tiny little bit of wind noise, and that is it. And I think really this is where it scores in terms of its level of refinement and also, more importantly, ride quality as well.
In terms of the engine performance itself, people will be thinking, well, it's an electric car. The last electric vehicle that we saw on the road was probably a milk flame. But you'll be wrong. This engine itself develops the equivalent of 109 brake horsepower, which I know doesn't sound a huge amount in today's sort of engine technology. But don't forget, it is an electric vehicle, so what that actually means is that maximum power and maximum torque is available from the instant you press the accelerator. So if we've established that your daily commute is less than 100 miles a day, and that you have off-street parking, and you're attracted by the fact of very low running costs and very high levels of equipment, with space, performance and practicality, then ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you your new car for 2016, the all-new Nissan Leaf. If of course you do want to arrange a test drive, please contact us in Trowbridge, or indeed if you're nearer to the Bath area you can contact Box Direct, where we can arrange a 4-day test drive for you on the Leaf, just to make sure this car can indeed fit your lifestyle. I'll look forward to seeing you again on our next video, and I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far.